हरि ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम नमस्तुते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दाय तपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्ण प्रज्वलितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः। ओम ध्यानमूलं गुरुर्मूर्ति पूजामूलं गुरुर्पदं मंत्रमूलं गुरुर्वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरुकृपा। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परम ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय, सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, कृष्ण परमात्मा की जय, गीता महारानी की जय। हरि ओम। We are now discussing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the 14th chapter, named as Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Yesterday we saw Lord Krishna explains the best of all knowledge, by knowing which all the great saints and sages have attained the final emancipation of the life. And then where did they go? What happened to them? That also we have seen. All these knowers of the truth, knowers of the highest knowledge, that is otherwise known as self-knowledge, or the knowledge of the Absolute, knowing that all of them have come to me and they have united with me and they have no you or I with them. That means they didn't leave any different identity of their own. They totally got united or got oneness with the Absolute Truth. And today we shall see what is that best knowledge. And we saw yesterday also the knowledge is of a different type, and the best knowledge is the knowledge of the Absolute One. And all other knowledges are relative knowledge, so they cannot be best knowledge. And that knowledge about the Absolute One is being one with it and knowing it by experience, not by informations. That we saw yesterday. Today Lord Krishna says, Mama yonir mahad brahma tasmin garbhadadhamyaham sambhavah sarvabhutanam tato bhavati bharata. My dear Arjuna, my womb is the great Brahma. In that I place the germ. Thence, O Arjuna, is the birth of all beings. The individual being, by adopting some method or other, he attains oneness with the absolute being. Absolute means the absolute one, the reality. So we must know all about the individual being. How is it? And then, of course, it is open secret to everyone that one is how the one will be. One will be, absolute one will be all pervading, eternal existence, eternal knowledge, eternal bliss, and the individual beings are of names and forms. So how these individual beings are created, we must know it. Then only there will be some way out of it. Not to become individual, but to become the absolute one. Any one, when it is visualized, will be many. Because everyone in a relative world, in relativity, everyone is related with the second, then only relativity starts. The law of relativity is dualism. Without dualism, if there are not two, we cannot compare, we cannot have relationship, we cannot have connectivity, and all these transactions, our relative behavior is impossible. In one, all these are totally absent. That also we have seen. So how this dualism start? And one becomes two, two becomes four. It goes on multiplying in geometrical ratio, and all these multiple beings are seen, and they are only from absolute one only. Because in the beginning there should be, there ought to be, and there was the absolute one. If you start counting, if you start visualizing anything, without one you cannot. Can you count starting from 10 or 9 or 11 or 2 or 3? You are bound to count one. Without that we cannot count anything. So one has to be there in the beginning. So if one is there, how it becomes two? That is the mystery. How it appears to be two? Of course, all these we have seen in the morning class, in the Yoga Vasishtha class. Yoga Vasishtha explains everything elaborately, whatever we discuss in Gita. Gita is the essence of all these scriptures, all the Upanishads, all the Vedas, everything. It is essence. That means every sentence, every verse is a formula, as it were. It is a formula. From this we can know many, many other things when it is understood elaborately. So that we are going to see how that absolute one becomes many. And yesterday we have seen, and that is discussed in 13th chapter also, Kshetra Kshetragyayor Jnanam, the knowledge of the field and the owner of the field and the sower of the seeds in the field, all these we have seen. In 13th chapter, in 21st verse, Purusah prakristho hi bhukte prakritijan gunan karanam gunasangosya sadasadyoni janmasu. The soul seated in nature experiences the qualities born of nature. Attachment to the qualities is the cause of the birth in good and evil wombs. Here he has mentioned some word like womb, and from that womb manyness start. What is that womb? And who is the enjoyer? Who is the doer? All these we have almost discussed everything. By the way, we shall see it again. Who is the enjoyer, means doer, and who enjoys? How the enjoyment of good and bad takes place, and how to enjoy the result of it, one has to take many baths again and again in a cycle, birth and death. So that is the cause for all our miseries and all our problems in life. That is called bondage also. So here he says, Guna Sangosya, by the attachment with the qualities, gunas. So, without knowing the all about the gunas, we cannot understand everything perfectly. Purusa, what is Purusa, where it is, how it is, and Prakriti, what is Prakriti also, and how the Purusa gets entangled with the Prakriti, and how what becomes the cause for all these cycle of birth and death. All these are given here, and explanation we will get in 14th chapter. That is what he is starting with. Mama yonir mahad brahma tasmin garbham dadamyaham sambhava sarvabhutanam tato bhavati bharata. My womb is the great Brahma. In that I place the germs. Thence, O Arjuna, is the birth of all beings. Telling this birth, it meant also the death and the cycle. Now we shall see it elaborately. My womb is the great nature, great Brahma, that is called great nature. The cosmos is evolved out of his nature. The cosmos is evolved out of his nature. What is called nature? Nature is called the great Brahma. For she is it is used as feminine gender. Nature is feminine. She is the resting place of the five subtle elements and also the Mahat, cosmic mind. Cosmic mind. She is called the great Brahma because through her the whole manifestation takes place. We have to know what is nature and how it is great, why it is called great. And what we named it as nature, what is called nature. And all these five subtle elements, they are in the nature. Now, to understand nature, we have seen it several times, again and again, yet we forget. The nature of an object manifests its form and name, and it gives some information about the object. For example, fire. When fire is manifested as heat, light, burning sensation, and flames, light, etc., then only we see fire. Fire is known, or else fire is invisible. There is fire in the matchstick, but it is not visible. When it reveals its light and sensation of burning and its form, light and heat, etc., then only we know what is fire. So nature reveals the truth which is hidden by the nature. So this is how we have to understand the nature. Nature reveals the truth. And what is called revelation? It is knowing by itself. So all these we have seen in our Yoga Vasid class. To see, we need some medium. We means our fourfold mind, intellect, subconscious mind, ego, with cooperation of prana, and of course the body, which is called as field. And body has got also different senses. So all these together, it is manifested by its nature. And who will see it? This total body will see it. The body sees its revealed form and name. Basically, the truth is existence absolute, which is one in all conditions, and the knowledge of it, awareness of it, I do exist, and the satisfaction or the contentment, which is known as bliss, Sat, existence, Chit, knowledge of it, and Anand, the contentment or the satisfaction of the knowledge of existence. These three aspects belong to one identity, that is existence. And this is not revealed because the name and form, they hide it as it were. So this name and form, it is known as the nature. When they are removed from the covering, say, they are uncovered, then only the truth reveals. So this nature, it hides the truth. And when it is uncovered, nature hides, envelops it, that is hiding, and it creates some misunderstanding because it is hidden. So it is misunderstood what is there in that misunderstanding, otherwise known as ignorance, is known as the nature. Avidya, ignorance, all these are known as terms. They are known as the nature, and that's how it hides the truth. And hiding factor, hiding agency is nothing but some covering, that is called dart also. So mal bikshep avaran. Bikshep means misunderstanding and searching where it is not there. I gave the example of the boy absent in the class. We search for the boy in different places where he is not found. So this is called misunderstanding. Or the veil, ignorance of the presence, which hides our reality. The boy is not found. Boy's presence is the reality. So in this way, it creates confusion. As long as the truth is not found, the boy is not found, we have to search for the boy in different many places, which is not the reality. And when the boy is found, the reality is found, then no search. Everything comes to a standstill position. This is how the avidya or nature works. It hides the truth, and this nature is known when it is the truth manifests itself in different ways. It is not the fire which we see. We see only the heat or the light or the burning sensation or the flame. Its form, everything, its name, we have named it as fire, but something is there hidden. So this revelation takes place by the nature, and this is, we know, as a manifested nature. Before it was in unmanifested state, which was known as the truth. When the truth manifests, that is called nature. Somewhat clear now. We shall see it again and again. So he says, my womb is the great nature. Cosmos is evolved out of his nature. Its nature envelops it. Nature is called the great Brahma. Great means it has got no end. Ignorance has no end. So it is great. endless. Mahat, cosmic mind, she is called the great Brahma because through her the whole manifestation takes place. So that is the womb. It hides the truth in its womb. Just as the hen hides all the eggs in its wings at the time of hatching, isn't it? When it hatches the eggs, what happens? All the eggs come out of the hidden egg. They manifest. In this way we can understand. And the boy, a child, any child, human child or animal child or bird child in the egg, bird is known as twice born. Why? Because first of all the eggs are formed in the womb, in the womb of the hen, and it is born once, and second time it comes out from the little ones come out from the eggs, inside the eggs. So it is called twice born. Anyhow, there will be some womb where it is hidden. And when it comes out, then it is manifested or seen. All changes arise out of this great nature. This manifestation is nothing but a process. Nothing happens all of a sudden. Everything is in a process. Change is called process. When the truth changes itself, it cannot change, but it appears, apparently it changes. Just as the waves in the water, water never changes, but it appears to be something different than water, though it is water all the time. In this way, apparently becoming different. We see the waves with name and form, which is not the water. But water element is there present in the wave. So in this way, without changing the reality, it changes its nature. Nature, because water is so you see, subtler than the earth, so that transparency or the subtleness makes it move automatically. So that is called wave. And when wave is seen, the water is forgotten. We see the wave by the name and form, but not by the nature, not by the reality. We don't say it is water only. We behave with it. We have transaction with the wave by name and form. This is how the nature starts dualism, something which is not there, and yet the truth is involved in it. Truth cannot be hidden, but somehow we don't see the truth as it is. Other example also, just as the mirage in the deserts, or we see the blueness of the sky, which is not there, but we see it. Why to go far? in our own body. Every now and then we take this example. The hand is different from body, and yet body is never absent in the hand. Similarly, everywhere, the nature creates confusion by revelation. It is not really revealed. It is always there. Nothing is hidden. But perception or the transaction makes it as a hidden as it were. When we see the wave, we don't see the water in it. We forget the water. That is called, water is hidden in the wave. But reality is something else. Water cannot be hidden. Neither in the wave, nor in the bubble, nor in the flow, or nor in the whirlpools. Nowhere water is hidden. It is seen, but it is hidden as it were by the name and form. We forget it. That forgetfulness is called hiding factor. Now, all changes arise out of this great nature. So she is got the name Mula Prakriti, or primordial nature. Prakriti means nature, Swabhav, and it is known as primordial Mula Prakriti. Why? Because it starts from there. And that Mula Prakriti is known as, it is known with three qualities only. When the qualities are manifested, then only we know what is what. Our form we see, our name we know, we deal with the name and forms. So, it starts from the three qualities in a balanced state, that is called Mool Prakriti. When it gets imbalanced, then the Mool Prakriti starts creation. Or the original principle, we can say. Principle of what? Principle of forgetting and assuming some other thing instead of the reality. And principle of change, this is called change. This is called a process. And many ways we can see it. Change is action and reaction also. Change is cause and effect also. The change is progress and disgrace also. Growth and decay also. In many ways we can see it from different angles. So this is called Mula Prakriti, original principle, from the point of view of the unmanifested truth. Unmanifest. She is called Abhyakt. In Sanskrit we call Abhyakt. Vyakt means to manifest. Abhyakt. What is Abhyakt in Sanskrit? Vyakt means, from Vyakt we have become Vyakti. कितने व्यक्ति आए थे? How many bodies, how many people we say? So Vyakti. Vyakti means which has become Vyakta. Vyakti means manifested. You have been manifested with what? With a form, and it will have a name. Without that, the previous phase of the manifestation is called unmanifested. It is there, but it is not seen. So, before that it was known as unmanifest. She is called Abhyakt. The Vedanta is called her Maya, illusion, because it creates confusion. The moment it reveals itself, manifests, then there will be manyness in every way, in all directions. So, it creates a confusion. When I see a clock, what do I see? What do you see in the clock? Do you see one thing? When you see one thing, the other is forgotten, other is unseen. In this way, when you see something, there is confusion. Whether it is this or that, always the comparison between the two. You can say that is minute hand. Why it is minute hand? Because it is not hour hand or not second hand. It is not the digit. That's how you say it is minute hand. Without comparison, we don't understand anything. This is called the law of relativity. And it should be between the two. This is how it creates confusion. One is forgotten and other is seen. So it is called Maya. Maya literally, which is not there. We see which is not there. The example, we see the blueness of the sky which is not there. We see the name which is not there. Have you got a name? Huh? Come on, be brave to say. Have you got a name? What is your name? Huh? Say Om. Okay. Can you show Om, the name, in anywhere in you, that is body? Can you show it? Is it Om? Is it Swamiji? Is it Swamiji? Is it Swamiji? Is it Swamiji? Where Swamiji is? Swamiji is a name. Where is Swamiji? Nowhere it is found. This is how it creates confusion. Name is not there, but for unreal transaction, which is momentary and subject to change, we have some idea as a name. Only for mutual understanding and expression and transaction, that's how the name is. Really speaking, there is no name. And can you say you have a form? Say, I am Swamiji. Has Swamiji any form? If you say body, can you show me the body? Is it the body? Is it the body? Is it the body? Is it the body? Where is the body? It creates confusion. This is called Maya. What we see is not really there. And when you see one thing, the other thing is hidden. When you see this part of the body, whole totality, the body is forgotten, body is not seen. And when you see the nose, is it tip of the nose or it is full nose? No. We see the finger. Do you see the finger? See, finger is a name of a form. Do you see the finger? Is this the finger? No. Is this the finger? No. Is this the finger? It is a phalanx. If you see the phalanx, there also the posterior and the anterior and There are so many different concepts we have. So when you see the one total name, it is not to be found. When you see the one total form, that is also not found. This is how, when you really want to see the reality, then the reality is hidden. This is how it is known as Maya, illusory power. It creates confusion. So today we have this much. Sahib, sorry. We are taking little more time because subject is like that. Anyway, anybody who wants to get out of the class, they have freedom. Thank you, sir. Hari Om. Hari Om. Tomorrow we shall see further. In detail, it will take time. Or else simply reading the verse and going ahead has got no meaning, no purpose. We have to understand to its depth. Tomorrow we shall see further. Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasesate Om Shanti 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 Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai Krishna Bhagavan ki jai Gita Maharani ki jai Satchidananda Bhagavan ki jai Hari Om.